Hello there, and thank you for finding me here at my YouTube channel Benidorm and Beyond. I produce positive, newsy and informative videos on a weekly basis about Benidorm and the surrounding areas. So if you enjoy this vlog, please consider becoming a subscriber so you'll never miss any new content as I upload it in the future. Today I'm continuing my established series Brand New Bars and Businesses, which each time shows you a whole host of befores and afters. These consist of bars, restaurants, shops and other businesses that have all opened in new guises in old premises, and all since most holidaymakers have been able to return to Benidorm again since the very start of the pandemic. As always, I've tried to be as precise as possible with all my info, as I always make every effort to be. And if, due to the nature of this vlog, I had very little footage of some of the businesses before they were taken over, then I've included a photo of them instead. This is the third instalment of my well-received and original series, so please feel free to check out my previous two vlogs and let's get started. We begin at the very end of the beach promenade in Plaza del Torrejo, and here we see that former Spanish tapas bar Cañas y Tapas has closed down. It is now reopened as a brand new Mediterranean restaurant called Maui Beach Gastro Lounge, although this is temporarily closed for staff holidays and rest. Moving along to Avenida de Murcia, or the Yellow Brick Road, and the rather shaky footage you can see is of a previously empty unit next door to the Humber Pilot. This empty unit was once the Rendezvous Bar, but has now opened up as the Blackpool Bar, whose motto is "Arrive as strangers but leave as friends." Many people over the years have told me that Benidorm is a bit like Blackpool in the sun, so I must go and see if the owners think that's true or not. Along Calle Ibiza and next to Dave's Bar and Grill, which is now the Magic Roundabout restaurant, was a small cocktail bar called the Doghouse. This has now been turned into a nice looking new bar named Toma Nota, meaning take note. This Spanish tapas bar, which offers homemade meals, was previously further along Calle Ibiza on the opposite side of the road. We now head into the old town along the walking street, or Paseo de la Carretera as it is really called. Here we see the women's fashion retailer Festa, which has closed down. It has now been replaced by a trendy new women's fashion store called Coca, who pride themselves on turning out the latest trends at good prices, and their garments are often worn by Spanish TV celebrities. Further up into the old town and very close to Tapas Alley, we can see two sister tavernas, both called Tragantona, which were on opposite corners of Carretera Cuatro Cantons. These have now closed and have been replaced by a takeaway on the right-hand side called XXL and a piano bar called Gold Room, which has a variety of drinks offers but is closed between 3:30 and 8 p.m. Back along the walking street again, you can just about see a closed red and white premises that was formerly a Ralph Lauren shop called the Polo Collection. This has now become a silver shop called Todo Plata, meaning that they sell everything silver. We now move along to Avenida Jaime I, where a dog grooming service, Benidog, has ceased to operate. This is now reopened as Arte by Antonio Cebrian, who are an architecture and design studio. Staying on Avenida Jaime I, but towards the bottom, near the sea, we see a closed unit called Capicua set back in a small arcade. Previously a veterinary clinic, it has now been replaced by a vape shop named E-Cig and Shisha Vape Shop. Shakily, we now go along the main road into Benidorm, the Avenida de Europa. Here we see the blue signage of an estate agent's called Catty Trading Houses. This is now a beauty salon, simply called the Beauty Corner. We now move to Calle Gambo in the Old Town and see that the bargain clothes shop advertising everything for €7.99 has closed down. It has been taken over by a fashion shop advertising leather goods and rather curiously called Shagger Shoes, which is certainly a brand that I've never come across before. We now see that Burger and Cocktails bar XOXO has closed along Calle Girona in the New Town, although I believe they have premises now towards the Old Town instead. A new business looks about to reopen and there has certainly been activity inside, but at the moment there is no signage up, so I'm unsure what it's going to be. We now walk along to the Torre Principado precinct, which can be accessed off the Avenida del Mediterraneo in the Rincon de Loix or via the beachfront. The original Rose and Crown bar, which was here before, run by Ian and Alison since 1996, has closed down, and an attractive, colourful new restaurant has opened here called Ben Jen. Making daily homemade food cooked in terracotta ovenware, they offer cuisines from 3 different countries, Greece, Italy and Albania, which they dare you to try. And why not? We are now in the new town in Centro Comercial La Noria along Calle Lepanto. The Belgian bar, formerly named Den Artiste, has been remodelled and revamped and is now called The New Artist. I have included this under new businesses as extensive work has been carried out, and by the new look, English name and signage, I'm thinking that they are hoping to attract a British clientele. Next door to the artist was an empty unit which is now a business called Best House. They offer estate agency services along with financial help and property renovation. Again in the middle of the new town, along Avenida de Almeria, we see that the English bar previously known as Barney's has closed. These premises have been totally renovated and are now English bar and restaurant Auntie Belle's, who are part of the ever-growing Uncle Ron's chain in Benidorm. Serving traditional British food and drinks, they offer daily specials, drinks offers and bucket deals. Back to the cusp of the Old Town in Plaza de Hispanidad, we see that bakery Pasteleria Ibiza Artesanal has closed down. These premises have reopened as an ice cream parlour and takeaway named Peggy Sweet. They are currently closed, due no doubt to the time of year. Moving up to the end of Avenida Comunitat Valenciana and just off the top of Avenida Europa, we see what was a large empty unit. This is now reopened as a cafe bar called Cerveceria Maria, which offers a good variety of breakfast choices as well as snacks and tapas. You may be able to locate this bar easier if you know that it is next to the Boogie Block dance studio on the corner, which you may have seen when entering the town on your airport transfer. Along to the Old Town again, and on the corner of the walking street and the bottom of Avenida de Rosafa, we see that shoe shop RKS has moved premises and is now to be found just around the corner. This makes way for sports fashion shop Decimas, who also have a large shop on the opposite corner. Just behind the local bus stop Centro towards the Old Town, we see that the real estate agent Habitat has sold up. This has been replaced by another estate agent, this time called Benny Pisos, who apparently offer a young and dynamic team to help you find the perfect property, whether this is to buy or rent. We now move to Avenida de Alfonso Puchades, and an empty unit has now become a branch of Spanish motorcyclist shop Outlet del Motoristas. Offering everything you could ever need from helmets to jackets to locks with all the top brands available, it really is a one-stop shop. Back in Plaza Hispanidad and to the right of British bar and restaurant Robin Hood, there used to be a kebab shop, imaginatively named My Kebab. This has now closed down and has reopened as Bobby Boom. Having been made much nicer with the addition of artificial grass and fencing, kebab lovers need not despair, as it is now an eat-in or takeaway business which sells pizzas, burgers, hot dogs and yes, you've guessed it, kebabs as well. Back up in the Rincon de Loix and along Avenida Juan Fuster Zaragoza, the road that leads down to the outdoor bi-weekly market, we see a small unit previously operating as British bar and restaurant Kelly's Bar. This has been taken over and is now a cafe bar and pizzeria restaurant called Danfe. As we travel along the beach promenade beside the long closed down Hotel Selimar, we can see a shop which appears to have been called something Premier. I can't quite make it out. And it has closed down. It is now reopened as a branch of the women's fashion shop Mulberry. Moving back to Calle del Esperanto and practically opposite the main bus stop Centro towards the Old Town, we see what was a short-lived perfume shop called Sensei. These smart modern premises have now been replaced by an outlet shop selling designer gear from such popular brands as Converse, Guess, Diesel and Vans. We now go to the end of Calle Lepanto and find that the nightclub formerly called Sunset Discoteca has closed. It has now become Bonnie's Cafe Pub, which appears to be very similar in appearance, only with a new name. Open every day between 4 p.m. and 2 a.m, it is apparently a fun place to go dancing to live music for customers of all ages. I hope that you've enjoyed this tour with me of a whole new batch of bars and businesses in town that you may not have seen since you last visited Benidorm, and let's hope that they all have a very successful future. If you did like this vlog, I would ask that you please give it a thumbs up and like it, and consider subscribing to my channel, Benidorm and Beyond, if you haven't already done so. Also, feel free to drop me a line in the comments section if there is something or somewhere you would particularly like me to include in the future, and as always, I'll see what I can do. For those of you who have only just found my channel, Benidorm and Beyond, I enjoy not only videoing the bustling resort of Benidorm, but also the beautiful local area, including the nearby villages and towns, which can mostly all be reached by local transport and at very reasonable prices. And don't forget to check out my latest series, Benidorm Bites, which brings you news, updates, video requests and funny clips from all over the resort on a regular basis. I look forward to seeing you next time. Cheers!